Hello everyone and welcome back and welcome to Tinderloss Gaming. And here is my final playthrough of season 1 of Final Girl, and this time we're playing Dr. Fright at Maple Lane. Again, standard box set. The villain and the location come together. So without further ado, let's get across to the table and see what's going on. And here we are at the table. We are just about set up as ever. Got a few things to walk through and do on camera just to make sure there's no shenanigans. Just put that back. That's a focus for me. Right, so let's start off with Dr. Fright, the Dream Doctor. Who could he be? I'll let you guys comments down below if you can guess who this villain is based upon. So as ever, you get your handy dandy little guide to how to play Dr. Fright, and it says, I was in some sort of boiler room and a grotesque man with a pitchfork was chasing me. I was sure he was going to kill me. It felt so real. He had pockmarked scars all over his skin and his eyes were milky white. A strange black something, may be a cloud, but with my eyes swelled behind him. I was terrified, so I turned and ran. I rounded a corner and lost my footing. I staggered into some pipes that burnt my skin so badly. That's when I woke up. I thought it was all a dream, but I had a severe burn on my arm from the pipes. Ooh. And that was a Spring Hill Police report, case ID, etc. So with this, with Dr. Fright, you've got a special setup. It says set up the game as normal with the following changes when playing Dr. Fright. Shuffle the boiler room cards and place them face down. These are the boiler room cards. We'll give them a shuffle. And then we're going to place the awake asleep card on top of the deck with the awake side up. Okay, we'll do that. This is the boiler room deck. Okay. Awake and asleep. When playing against Dr. Fright, there are two important game states to understand, being awake and being asleep. When you're awake, the game mostly proceeds as normal, but when you're asleep, you enter the boiler room, a terrifying dream world where nothing is as it seems. Your current state is determined by which of the side of the awake asleep card is showing. You will start the game awake. Whenever a game effect says you go to or fall asleep, take the awake asleep card and without flipping it, put it on the bottom of the boiler room deck. Then flip the deck over. If you've done this correctly, the asleep card side of the card should be face up on top of the deck. You are now asleep in the boiler room. So, oh. Yeah, that should be, well, that's fine, we can do that. Some terror cards will cause you to fall asleep, but if you want to go to sleep and enter the boiler room by choice, you can do so by resolving a short rest or a long rest action card. Regardless of the results, you apply the normal effects and you fall asleep. When you're awake, not in the boiler room, you can move, search, save victims and do everything else as normal. Dr. Fright is not able to attack you, and you are not able to attack him. When Dr. Fright resolves a killer action that begins with a meeple or a final girl, treat it as a victim. Treat it as a victim unless any effect, such as a dark power card, allows Dr. Fright to attack you while you're awake. When Dr. Fright resolves a killer action that begins with a final girl, he will still move towards you but cannot attack you. If a victim is in the space he ends his movement with, he will attack that victim. When you're asleep in the boiler room, you may move around the board, attack Dr. Fright and even search for items. This represents you moving around in the dream and perhaps finding or manifesting an item or a weapon. But Dr. Fright can now attack you. He resolves all killer actions as normal. Victims will not follow you, nor are you able to save them. You must resolve the one boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. The boiler room. In order to kill Dr. Fright, you will have to confront him in the dream world on his turf in his boiler room. No one has ever fought back before, but if you play your cards right, he will soon find out that he can be hurt or even killed. To exit the boiler room and wake up, you must resolve all of the cards in the boiler room deck. You can choose to resolve as many as you wish during the action phase, including none, but you must always resolve one. Okay? And exactly one boiler room card, unless a game effect changes this during the killer phase. As such, you will have some control over how long you stay asleep depending upon your plans. Resolving a boiler room card is simple. You will slide the deck of cards either up, down, left or right, such that half or sometimes quarter of the next unresolved cards is showing. You cannot slide it in a direction that would not reveal any of the cards, and it must always be in a direction that extends the previously revealed card. This is all sounding rather complicated, but it is actually quite simple in practice. If there is an illustration of Dr. Fright visible on the newly revealed card, he attacks you. It does not matter if he is currently in your space or not, as he is able to reach you within the boiler room from anywhere on the board. Resolve the following killer action, final girl attack. You may defend as normal. As you resolve the boiler room cards, you will be able to use your knowledge to possibly avoid future attacks, because Dr. Fright will appear in each of the four quadrants only once. You will be able to intelligently reduce the attacks, based on your knowledge of the boiler room cards, such that sometimes you may not get attacked at all, but most times you will be attacked once or twice. When you successfully exit the boiler room by revealing all four boiler room cards, immediately shuffle them face down and place the asleep awake card on top with the awake side showing. So you've got to get through all four cards before you escape the boiler room. And then it gives you an example, and we'll come to that hopefully when we get there. So let's just resolve the cards. Oh, did I take? I'm taking the expert one out. Do not want that. This is my first time of playing Dr. Fright, as is all my other games that can be found in the playlist. I'll do a link in the description below. We'll take the middle one. And then we've only got two on the top. It doesn't really make much difference. I've not read these, so I don't know what I'm finding. Take that one. So let's just line those up. Where's my little doofree? There's my little doofree. So we're going to start our bloodlust tracker down there. He's got one attack and one movement. I'm using the minis as per normal. I'll come to the final girl in a second. Right, Maple Lane. Maple Lane runs through a typical American suburban neighbourhood in the quaint town of Spring Hill. Maple Lane was a street like any other, at least until someone got murdered. Now the residents are fearful of outsiders and wary of each other, but that does not stop them from gathering for holidays and letting their children play in the streets. They may soon regret having such a false sense of security. And again, list of your components, special setup. Set up the game as normal with the following changes when playing Maple Lane. There are 4 item decks for Maple Lane. Form the item decks following the normal rules, but make 4 decks of 3 item cards instead. Okay, so let's do that. These are items. I have shuffled them off screen, but we'll shuffle them on screen as well. Okay, 4 item decks of 3. 2, 3. Put those to one side. So there's one deck, so this Maple Lane is split into quadrants: northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest. So the northwest the top card of the deck is revealed as normal. So we're going to do the northwest one. Oh, we've got a rifle. Range of 1 to 3, 2 damage, two-handed. It's got 2 ammunition. The rifle cannot modify an action card and must be used without one. Spend 1 time to make a horror roll. Deal 2 damage to each enemy on the street or on a street space within range. So that's northwest. And we'll do northeast or southwest, sorry. Got a pitchfork, like that. Two-handed, 1 damage. Discard at any time to prevent the damage from a single attack. And we're going to go to northeast, and that's got odds and ends. If you're in a house, you may place a booby trap token in it, 1 per house. If an enemy moves into the house, discard the tokens and the enemy takes 2 hits. And then finally, we've got southeast, and we've got the trusty trash can lid. There we go. I should have said Dr. Fright's got 9 health, and we're starting off at the horror track on 4. Right, what do we got next? Let's go to the terror deck. We'll give that a shuffle. Again, has been shuffled off screen, but we've got some, we want to do it on screen to make sure there's no shenanigans. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's our terror deck. All done. We just managed to ruin our setup. Okay. Then we'll go to setup. Actually, before we do setup, let's carry on with Maple Lane. Sorry, getting carried away myself. Now, this Maple Lane comes with 2 new types of actions, and it's actually got 3 successes on it as well. So basically, these are all houses. The people are in these houses. Well, we're going to put people in the houses once we get to setup. But you can't just walk into somebody's house. Not in this game anyway. So you've got to try and convince them to let you in. And this is what this card does. You can enter an adjacent house and go into the house. Each of the houses you can search. They all count as being searchable. So if we're in this quadrant here and we're in this house, northwest, we can search in the northwest. Any one of those 3 houses you can search in there, if that makes sense. So we've got the convince card that's going to try and allow us to get into the houses. We can't get in without having convincing people. Street spaces, which are these things here. We've got our exit 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest of these are streets. We've got an intersection as well. I've just explained that they can be searched as each house can be searched. Can't enter it unless you convince somebody. Once you've searched them, there's little tokens here. You can't search a house more than once effectively. Oh God, come on, there we go. There's a little token there that can say that house has been searched. And then the last bit is about the convinced action cards. There we go. The final girl that I'm using comes with 2, Nancy and Sheila. I've gone with Sheila because she's got 6 health. Nancy only comes with 4. She's got 6 meeples, 6 victims that you can place on there once you save them. She could take an improvised action card. She could take a long rest card. She can gain a couple of health. She can gain some time. She can reduce the horror track. Her special ability though is 2 time instead of 1 time when she discards action cards face down. So if I get rid of some cards, rather than just getting the 1 time, I get 2 time. Quite cool. But mainly chose her because she's 6 health. And I without any spoilers to previous games, I tend to die quite a lot. And looking on the Facebook groups, certainly the UK, the main one, this is considered a hard game, which is making me feel a little bit better. But you know, it's very, very difficult. So, final bit, we're going to go into setup. We'll give those a, oops, a daisy. We'll give those a shuffle. This would not be a Tinderloss Gaming stream if I didn't drop cards when I'm shuffling. We'll take that one. And this is called just Maple Lane. Okay, so the killer starts off. We're going to use his little miniature. He starts here. And our final girl, Sheila, she starts here. And we're now going to put meeples down. I keep calling them meeples, victims. So we've got one here. We've got two in the intersection. Three in this house. One in this house. One in this house. Three in the smallies house. Hopefully you can see this on stream. Yeah, you can. And then one down in the bottom corner. Okay, that's our setup done. And then the final bit, we've got an event card. And then we've got to just do our final health. Event deck. Friendly neighbours. Oh, that's quite cool. We get +1 dice when resolving a convince action. That can go there. That can go there as our starting event. Okay, final thing to do. Going to give ourselves an addition, hopefully an additional 2 health. Take that one for Sheila. We'll take that one for Dr. Fright, and the rest of these, without me looking at the bottom, can go back in there. Oh, alrighty, handy dandy little turn summary. Well, I'm feeling positive today. I'm feeling confident. Dr. Fright, I think I'm going to be able to take him. I think I'm going to be, you know, I hope so. Okay, right, as ever, we've got our 0 cost cards. We're starting off at 4. So we've got a focus, we've got 2 focus, we've got a couple of walks, we've got a weak attack and a short rest. Do I get straight down to walking? Do I go straight down to walking, or do I try and focus? Those 2 victims there look, are they a trap? Or are they not a trap? Okay, we're going to go for a walk. Let's see how the dice are going to be today. 2 successes would be lovely. No successes, but we can. Standard, we'll get a week of our weak attack and our short rest to move up to 1 space. So she is going to go there. That does take a time. And then we're going to try do the same thing again. Use some different dice. 2 successes would be nice. Ah. Okay. Alrighty then. That's our walk done. Do I try and focus? Now, before we do that, we've failed the walk with 2 and 2. I can move up to 1 space, lose a heart, and lose 2 time. And I think I am going to do that. Down to 2, lose a heart. Down to 5. Oops. Wrong way. And move 1 space, taking these 2 with us. Trying to just steer clear of Dr. Fright. It did cost us quite a lot. But anyway, we'll keep the 2 focuses. And we'll end it there. We'll end it there. So we've got 3 to spend. 1 on a convince. I think we need a sprint for 2. Because we've used both of our walk actions. So that's that. That comes into there. These go back. He realised I was playing a game and I hadn't got my cup of coffee. So we've paused there. So we're now on to, we've done our purchase, we've done the planning phase, we've returned that. That's got to go back to 6. Killer phase, resolve the killer action. Now, Dr. Fright is going to target either a final girl or a victim, but he doesn't move. So he is just going to stand around looking very menacing on that road there. So then we go to the terror card and we have got, it came right through the yard. So first of all, we're going to move him either towards the final girl or a victim and then attack. He's going to move to the closest, so he's going to move into the Smallies' house. Funnily enough, Dr. Fright doesn't need to convince them to let him in, and then he kills one of the victims. Jerry has carked it, so that's going to go up by 1. That's going to go up by 1. And then it says, if the killer is in a house, which he is, move it to any other house in the quadrant with a victim. Oh, delightful. So he's going to go to there and then he's going to attack again. So Jemima has carked it. And he's now moving 2. So we've got 2 dead. 1, 2. There we go. 2 dead victims. Lovely. And then we get an event. And we're going to get, oh, let's just put that to one side because that is actually all of the cards gone. And we're going to get an event which is, it's raining. Panic victims in the intersection. Well, there isn't any. then move every victim that is on a street space to its adjacent house. So let's move those into there, which is rather frustrating. And then discard this card. So, oh, that can go there. Ah, dear, oh dear. We moved up to horror tracks gone up. Right. Panic phase. No victims in the house with Dr. Fright, so they don't need to panic. Upkeep phase, we're all good. Back to the action phase. First thing we're going to do is we're going to convince to get into this house here. 2 dice. Oh my God, the rolling in this dice, the dice today. So we've failed. We need to get in there. So I'm going to spend my 2 focus cards to turn that into a success, which means we can enter an adjacent house and we will lose 1 time. We've got no search cards. We're going to try and concentrate on getting victims out. So we're going to do a sprint. I need 1 success. I've got no cards to play. 1 success would be lovely. Yes, we get the 1 success. We lose 2 times, 1 time, down to 4. But we can then move 2 spaces, and we're going to take these 2 victims with us, and we're going to go 1, 2 to the exit, which means we get these 2. Now, definitely going to put 1 on reducing the horror track down to 4. And we're going to take 1 that gives us 2 times, so back up to 6. That's our sprint done. No cards left. So we go to the planning phase. We've got 6 to spend. Right, definitely going to spend 1 on a convince. Just looking at odds and ends. Odds and ends. We're getting these back, so we are getting some movement back. Northeast, northwest for the rifle, but there's only 1 victim there. I really want to be around here, go back into there and then come back out. So I'm going to spend 2 on a sprint. Good. Yeah, because one success is 2 spaces. Got 3 left. Three left. I'm going to spend 3 on an improvise. So these are going to come back into hand. And then we're going to put our sprint. So that's us all spent out. So our sprint, convince, focus, focus. Reset to 6. Take a swig of the coffee. Done. Killer phase, we know he doesn't move, so he's just going to chill out in there. And we're going to draw a terror card, which is better lock the door. So Dr. Fright is going to focus first of all on moving towards the final girl. He's got a movement of 2, so he's going to go 1, 2. Then he's going to attack the victim or final girl, but there's nothing in his area because we've moved him out. During the next action phase, you may not move into a house occupied by a victim. Oh, you're joking. So I can't even go into a house with a victim. That is so frustrating. Panic phase, nothing to worry about. We go into upkeep, nothing to worry about there. Back to action. Okay. Okay. Convince is waste. We've got a walk, weak attack and short rest. All my focuses are gone. So do we try and get the trash can lid? Haven't got a search. Didn't choose a search. That has really done me over. That card has really done me over. Because that was what I was going to do. Sprint in, grab 2 of these and then back out again. There's literally nothing I can do. Could walk. Aim for a 6 just to get to here. So next turn I can just go into there. Let's do that. 2 dice. 1 success would be enough. because we get 2 successes. 1 to there, lose the time. Don't really want to do a short rest because we're going to go into the boiler room. We've got nothing to hit him with at the moment. No retaliates. We've got a weak attack, but that's not really cutting the mustard. We've got a walk, we've got a convince, which I can't use, a sprint and improvise. That done me over for a turn. So we'll go to purchasing. Got 5 to spend. Got a feeling he's going to be attacking soon, so I think I'm going to spend 4 on a retaliate and then 1 on a close call. How many cards have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's good. So we're going to get our 2 0 costs back. We're going to get those. Walk's going to go into the 0 cost. We're going to reset to 6. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Resolve the killer action. He doesn't move. He would just attack somebody if they're there. So we're going to draw the terror card. Frankie's coming for you. No victims on the board. There is. And then he's going to move towards the nearest victim, which is going to be straight into here. Doesn't attack them, but it says if Dr. Fright is in a space with at least 1 victim, 2 horror. Horror track goes up by 2. 1, 2. Ouch. Otherwise 1 horror. That actually is not too bad. That isn't too bad. He hasn't attacked. He just moves to the nearest victims. Right. Panic phase. There was no victims killed this term, so they're not going to panic just yet. They're like, oh, that's a good fancy dress costume you got on there. Right. Upkeep phase, nothing to worry about. Back to action phase. Right. I think first of all, I'm going to play an improvise. First of all, we're going to play an improvise. Looking for 1 success, really. That would be not well. 2 successes would be lovely. Oh, yeah, boy. 2 successes. So until the action phase ends, all 3s and 4s are successes. This could be very handy. Let's leave that there so we remember. Next thing we're going to do is a convince. So we're going to try and get into the house. That is a success. 3s and 4s are successes. So it's going to cost us a time. But we are going to enter into here. That's our convince done. And then we're going to play a sprint. 2 successes would be absolutely delightful. One success. Oh no, that's fine. 2 spaces. We can move 2 spaces. We lose a time. And then we're going to go taking 2 of them with us. 1, 2. There. There. And there. We're going to put that one on, move 1 space. So we're going to come back out, I think. And then here We'll take an improvise action card. Okay. Oh no, we'll keep that there because we've still got some stuff to do. I think we're going to try and focus now. We're going to try and focus whilst we've got this improvise live. So first, focus. Remembering 3s and 4s are successes. Jeez Louise. 1 success, which means we drop it down by 1. And that costs us time. Then we'll do the same thing. Let's get rid of those dice. Choose those 2. Oh my God almighty. What a waste. That costs us 2 time. Oh, that goes there. Down to 1. Haven't got a convince. Mind you, we could buy a convince. So we'll call it there. We will call it there. So we've got 1 to spend. I'm going to spend that on a convince. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. Reset that to 6. These go back on. We get a walk. These come back. Sprint. Convince. Slurp of the coffee. Okay, killer action. He is going to attack. He is not moving, but there is a victim in his square, so he's going to kill Gilbert. Gilbert is dead. That goes up. Horror track goes back up by 1. 2 attacks now, 2 movement. 1 away from his dark power. We draw our terror card. Oh, hello. Minor dark power. Hellish pursuit. Whilst asleep, you must resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of each killer phase if able. It gives him 2 additional hearts. Two additional hearts. So he's now 11. Okay. We draw a terror card. They just got hit by a car. If there are no victims in any street spaces, discard this card and draw another terror card. There are no victims in any street spaces. So we're going to draw another card. That annoys me when it does that. Better stay up late. If you're awake, -1 for the horror rolls during the next action phase. If you're asleep, immediately resolve all remaining boiler cards. Well, we're awake, so we're all good so far. We need to remember that -1 for all horror rolls, -1 dice. Jesus. Okay. Panic phase. We are going to panic hit. 4. 9. Oh, 3 or 4 goes there. Always get confused which is the number. Yeah, is that number 3 to 4? That was a 4. It's going to go there. Upkeep phase, we're all good. Back to hero, or action phase, hero phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Rolling 1 dice. It'd be nice to get across to get the rifle maybe in the northwest section. So first card, we'll try and improvise. Better stay up late. If you're awake, -1 dice for horror rolls during the next action phase. So 1 dice. And we get a success. For the next, but it's only 1 success. For the next horror roll only, all 3s and 4s are successes. We haven't got a sprint. Thought we had a sprint. I've got a walk. So let's try a walk on 1 dice. 3s and 4s are successes. So we can move 1 space, costs us time, to there. Try 1 more walk. Well, I'll have to buy a sprint. 1 dice. Success would be lovely. We get it. I'm going to move up to there. That's our walk. And I think we'll leave it there. I think we'll leave it there. Okay. Purchase action cards. We've got 5 to spend. We've got to convince, which will move us into that area. Enter an adjacent house. So that is a movement. So we don't actually need. We do need a search. So that's 2. 1, 2. We're going to get our focuses back. Do we spend some on a distraction? I think 3. We've got to get this down, I think. That's that. So those are there. They come into my hand. Those go into there. 2 walks and an improvise. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards in hand. That goes back to 6. We return those to the tableau. Those are our 0 cost. Killer phase. He doesn't move. He's killed everybody in the Smalley house. Still not moving. His dark power's not doing anything. I'm going to draw a terror card. He's going to move. Right, marked for death. Until the next killer phase, all victims in your space immediately panic. So we haven't got any in our space at the moment. Then moves on. He's going to move towards the final girl. So he's got a movement of 2. So he's going to go 1, 2. And then he's going to attack either the final girl or me or a victim. So he's just bypassed this one. It doesn't stop to kill as far as I'm aware. It says move him towards the final girl, which is sort of done. 1, 2 out of there. Ah, right. if Dr. Fright did not attack you, which he didn't, and you are awake, you fall asleep. Here we go. Here we go. So let's just remind us how we do that. When you're asleep, you can move around the board, attack Dr. Fright, and even search for items. This represents you moving around in the dream and perhaps finding or manifesting an item or a weapon. Dr. Fright can now attack you. He will resolve all killer actions as normal. Victims will not follow you, nor are you able to save them. You must resolve one boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. So the boiler room. In order to kill Dr. Fright, you will have to confront him in the dream world on his turf in his boiler room. No one has ever fought back, but if you play your cards right, he will soon find out that he can be hurt or even killed. Right. So to exit the boiler room, BR, and wake up, you must resolve all of the cards in the boiler room deck. You can choose to resolve as many as you wish during the action phase, including none, but you must always resolve one and exactly one BR card during the killer phase. All right, so you don't have to do it in your phase, but you have to do one in the killer phase. As such, you'll have some control over how long you stay asleep. So when a game effect says you go to sleep, take the awake and the sleep card without flipping it, put it on the bottom of the boiler room deck. So that's, I've about flipped it and I'll put it on the bottom of the boiler room deck. Then flip the deck over. If you've done this correctly, the asleep side of the card should be face up on top of the deck. You are now asleep and inside the boiler room. Okay. Now that's the end of the killer phase. So at the end of the killer phase, we have to resolve one of these actions. We can either slide it up, down, left, or right. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 will re-roll. 1. So we're going up. So I'm going to slide it up so it reaches the half. Oh, we're being attacked. We're being attacked. And the reason why we're being attacked is because we've rolled it down. We've rolled it down to halfway, and Dr. Fright is peeking his little head round the corner. Okay. He attacks me. So he's attacking for 2. So I am going to retaliate. And see what we can do. Oh my God, this game. The dice in this game are evil. The dice in this game are evil. So I don't actually get to retaliate. And I get taken now by 2. 1, 2. Okay. So that's the retaliate gone. Killer phase is done. We've drawn our terror card. That was that. Panic phase, got nothing to panic. Upkeep phase, we're all good. We go across to the action phase. Well, I think first things first, we're going to play a short rest. We're going to play a short rest and see what we get. And we get 2 successes. Boom, boom. So we get 2 health back. One, 2. Back up to 5. Lovely jubbly. Can still move in when we're asleep, can't we? You can move around the board, attack Dr. Fright, and even search for items. We'll leave that there. So, even though we're dreaming, I think we've still got to convince people to go into their house. So we'll play a convince card. Play a convince card. Oh. 2 dice. One success can get rid of 2 cards. We'll get rid of a weak attack and a close call to turn that into 2 successes. Do I need to lose a time? No, actually, I'll keep those. 1 success is enough. We'll lose a time, but we do manage to get into a house. And then what we're going to do is we're going to search. Search. We just need the 1 success, really. So at this point, I will get rid of the close call and the weak attack. Turn that into a success. Take the tot item of the card. So we're going to take the rifle. We're in the northwest. We are going to take the rifle. Comes in with two ammo. So we don't, to use the rifle, we're asleep at the moment. Now I'm thinking we take this opportunity. I know we're asleep, which means that, well, there's 2 things really. One, he can attack us, but we can attack him. And he's in a street space at the moment because the rifle is a 1 to 3 range, which means she's in. So it's 1, 2 to there. Does 2 damage. And it says deal 2 damage to one enemy on a street space within range. So he's got to be on a street space. We can't shoot into a house. So I think now's the ideal opportunity to attack. Oh, where's that? Was I down by 1? Yeah, I was down by 1 because I searched. Now's the ideal opportunity, I think, to shoot him. So we're going to use the space. We're going to use the time down to 4, and we're going to try to get a success. We get a success, which means that uses 1 of the ammo. Oops. We do 2 damage to him. 1, 2. Oh no, I didn't put the 2 on. It's still 9. Then we're going to do the same thing. Spend an ammo. To try and do some damage. We get another success, which means we do 2 damage to him. 1, 2. Now he's down to 7. I forgot about Hellish Pursuit, sorry. When you're asleep, you must resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of the killer phase if able. Oh, that's my fault. Oh well, I'm still Lou. So that's it for the rifle. We'll keep it in our hand, but it can't. We've used all of our ammunition. Now, I think we have a go. I'm not getting a lot back. I'm only getting 2 walks back. Well, I think I am going to do a distraction. Try and keep on top of the horror. Right, I'm going to have to get rid of the 2 focuses. Turn that into a success. We do get a time, which goes up to 4, and we drop it by 1, down to 5. That was quite a good turn. That was quite a good turn. Now, do we want to try and get through this? And now, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 again. We're going up. So we try and, it's quite tricky to do this without revealing everything. So we're going up. And we didn't reveal anything. We did not reveal anything. Nothing to see. I'm going to do another one because I should have done one earlier. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time we're going to the left. So we're going to draw this one out. Oh, we're being attacked. We are being attacked. Okay. Need to just place. I'm not. That's the final thing I'm going to do, I think. Being attacked for 2. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. 1, 2. Okay. Do we try and get out? Got 2 more cards to resolve, I think. Oh no, one more card to resolve. Got 1 more card to resolve. I think I'm going to go for it in my turn. Let's leave it to the dice. 5 is a reroll. 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. We're going down. We're going down this way. That's it. I think we're out. Yeah, resolving a BR card is simple. You'll slide the deck up, down, left, right, such that half or sometimes a quarter, which this is a quarter, we've got out. Yeah, that's always going to reveal just the way the cards have gone out, because those are, yeah, that's only resolving, yeah, because we've gone up, across, and then back down again. So we've done it. Okay. Immediately, when you successfully enter the boiler room by revealing all 4 BR cards, immediately shuffle them face down and place the asleep. Okay, so we're going to shuffle these. Now we're awake, which is good. We're awake, which is good. Okay. Oops. There, 4. Okay. That's it for the action phase. Planning phase. We've got 4 to spend. We've got 2 walks coming back to us. Got 2 walks coming back to us. And then we've got 4 to spend. What do we want to do? Do we want to search in here again now we're in here? I think we do. We're going to spend 2 on a search. We've got 2 walks. We've got 2 left to spend. Don't need a convince. I think we'll take, just so we've got it, I think we're going to take a guard being on 3 health. I think we're going to do that. So, distraction is going to go back. That's a 0 cost. That's a 0 cost. We've got a search. Search is there. That's a 0 cost. A close call. I've got a convince, short rest, and a retaliate. I've got a search in hand. Oh yeah, I've got a search in hand. Yeah. Reset to 6. Killer phase. Nothing to kill. So we're going to draw a terror card. We don't need to worry about hellish pursuit now because we're awake. Oh, okay. I'm so sleepy. If you're awake, roll a die. If the result is less than the current horror level, you fall asleep. Okay, so horror level is 5. So 5 or 6. Come on. Come on, game. No, 4. We fall asleep. We fall asleep. That's so annoying. That's the only thing that happens though. It says if you are asleep, resolve a boiler room card and take damage. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. It's the end of the killer phase. So we have to resolve one of these for definite, but we have to resolve 2 because of hellish pursuit. Okay, so 3. Where was that? There. A 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're going down. Oh my God. And he's attacked us. He's attacked us for 2. I have got a guard. I have got a guard. So we'll play a guard. We'll need at least 1 success. I'm going to have to play the 2 walks to turn that into a success, which is 1 success, reduce it by 2. He's doing 2 damage to us, so we're not going to take any damage. So those have been played. Guard has been played. We've got a search left, but we've got another route to go. Leave it in the dice's hands. 6 will reroll. 6 will reroll. 2. 1, 2. So we're going to the left this turn. So we're going to draw out. Oh my bloody Nora. He is going to attack us again. So let's try and leave that because he's there. Such an annoying. And I can't do anything about this. I've used my guard, so I'm taking 2. 1, 2. Down to 1 health. That's the end of the killer phase. That is a bit annoying. Panic phase, nobody died. I nearly did. Upkeep phase, don't need to worry about. We move back to the action phase. I don't think I'm going to do anything. I don't think I'm going to do anything. There's a reason for that. I don't want to lose any time. So I'm not doing anything. We're moving on to the next planning phase. We're going to purchase our action cards. I'm going to take a retaliate for 4 down to 2. And I'm going to take a guard for 2. I'm going to get these back. Short rest, weak attack, 2 focuses. Got search, guard, walk and walk goes back into the tableau. This goes back to 6. We go to the killer phase. He's not moving. He's not attacking. We draw a terror card. That goes up by 1. You fall asleep. If you're already asleep, you may reset the boiler room deck if you wish. If you do not, resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of the killer phase. Well, I've got to do 2 anyway. I've already done 2 and I've got to do 2 anyway, so that makes no difference. So I'm not going to reset it. But I've got to resolve 2 attacks. So, first one, 4. So we're going to be going back. One, 2, 3, 4, going that way. Well, how do I do that? How do I do that from here? My brain's just gone. So it would be going this way. Just trying to work out how I go to the... Sorry, I'm going up. I'm going up. We're going up. Nothing. We've done a quarter. I think I'm going to go up again. Yes. 2 ups. We're good. We are good. I don't know if I'm doing this right. It's confusing, but it is what it is. Put it in the comments below if I'm getting this wrong. Please let me know. Okay. We're now awake. And we didn't get attacked, so we've got some stuff to do. Well, no, that was the end of the killer phase. Panic phase, don't need to worry about it. Upkeep phase, don't need to worry about it. Back to my turn. Well, first things, I don't really want to do a short rest because I'm going to fall asleep. Ah! Let's try doing a search. Let's try doing a search. Two blanks in this game really grind my gears. Really grind my gears. Just nothing. Well, you can take the top item. Horror track goes up by 2. Not doing that. You lose 2 time. Not doing that. That goes up, and we do lose 2 time. The reason why I've not done the because it's only 1. If I'd have done 2, the bloodlust would have gone up and the dark power would be out. So I've just done it that way. Let's try for a focus. 1 dice. 1 dice. And another 2. I lose 2 time. 1, 2. Try again. 1 dice. Success. We drop it by 1. We lose the time. Nothing else left to play really. I've got a short rest, a weak attack, guard and a retaliate. And 1 to come back. Okay. At the end of my turn, I'm going to turn in a short rest, going 1 time back. And I'll spend the 2 on a search, trying to find a decent item to do some damage to Matey Boy. So we'll take that. We'll take our 2 walks. And then we'll put short rest, focus and a search back. Reset to 6. Resolve the killer action. Don't need to worry about it. He doesn't move, doesn't attack. We're going to draw our terror card. Last one. We're all going to die. So it's a 2 move and an attack against victims. And the best way for him to go is to go to there first, kill that one there, second to kill that one, because he can't go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. No. So you're going to go there, kill. So that's going up by 1. So we've got 4 dead now. That comes out. So the dark player power comes into play, which is Pitchfork Assault. Each time Dr. Fright damages you, increase horror level by 1. And then he's going to go 1, 2, and then kill this one. And that's going to take that up. So he's still 2 move, 2 damage, 5 dead. No victims were killed. Now the finale card, do you resolve that? When there are no terror cards left in the terror deck, the finale card will be revealed during the upkeep phase. Panic phase, we're going to go to now. There's nothing to panic. We're going to go into the upkeep phase and we're going to reveal the finale, which is he's got a move towards the final girl, attack twice. During upkeep, if you're awake, lose 2 health and you fall asleep. Time to die. Does that happen now? During upkeep, if you are awake, lose 2 health and you fall asleep. Because we've entered into the upkeep phase, we've revealed the finale card. I would assume it does, because it doesn't say at the start of upkeep. It just says during upkeep, and we're in upkeep now. You lose 2 health and you fall asleep. So upkeep phase, it says most times there'll be little or nothing to do in the upkeep phase, but make sure you keep aware of any effects from events or special rules that require you to do something in this phase. Do this in the following order. Number 1, finale check. If there are no terror cards in the terror deck, reveal the finale card. 2, perform any required upkeep indicated by events, items, other cards, or special rules. So that is now. So yeah, it says when they're revealing the finale, when there are no terror cards left in the terror deck, the finale will be revealed during the upkeep phase. Flip the card face up and place it in the same space. Some finale cards have immediate effects when they are revealed, and some have ongoing effects that should be applied as the card indicates. In a rare case, the finale card is revealed and the dark power card is still face down, reveal the dark power card. Right, so the way I'm reading it is we have to do that. So we lose 2 health. So he's not attacking us, we just lose 2 health. So that moves us to revealing this thing here. And it's blank. We are dead. We are dead. We were killed by the finale. I mean, appropriately, the card's called Time to Die. And yes, turns out it was Time to Die. All right, I really enjoyed that. That's a good game. Getting a little bit better at the tactics, I think. But that's it for season 1 now. Gonna have a little bit of a break and move on to pastures new on the channel. Got a couple of things in mind. I might go for a board game next, just to sort of cleanse the palate a little bit. Been playing a lot of sort of card based games recently, so I'm thinking I might be getting out one of the old board games, and it'll be a similar sort of theme to what you're used to on the channel here. Horror-y, eldritch, Lovecraftian, that's all my vibe. I'm not a fan of these sort of fluffy games. I like something with a bit of bite to it. But yeah, really enjoyed Dr. Fright. I've got season 2, and I'll do the same thing with season 2. We'll play through season 2 as per the sort of cards and the boxes that they come with. And then once we've done season 1 and season 2, then what we'll do is we'll start mixing and matching them, and we'll start putting Dr. Fright on spaceships and the big bad wolves based at Maple Lane, all those good sort of stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this. I would really appreciate any comments. That really does help the algorithm push the content out. So please comment. Let me know who your thoughts are on who Dr. Fright represents from a very famous movie series. But anyway, comment, like, subscribe would really be appreciated. But as for now, we're going to leave Sheila dying in a bedroom in Maple Lane. Ta-da for now.